Hello and welcome to the Pride Spotlight. My name is Rheama, and today we have Gigi with us, and we are going to be your hosts today. Each episode, we will be highlighting in our spotlights one of our wonderful Pride members and getting to know them a little better and what brought them to our community. Today, we will be speaking with Nancy Horne. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Before we dive into what brought you to the Pride, can you share with us a little bit about yourself, your day to day, and where you are located in the world?
Yes, I live in the Salish Mountains in Montana near Glacier Park. I have 32 acres here, so there's a lot of abundant wildlife. It's forest. I've got an incredible view across the valley. But there are ravens and eagles and just all kinds of wildlife. I have, I live with, or I'm owned by, 5 horses and 2 dogs, a cat, and a bunch of chickens. So there's lots of animal communication going on. I teach online courses at a community college in Oregon. I've been doing that for 14 years now. Um, I also have an online course, Equine Partnered Bodywork, and I've got thousands of hours of videos that I am creating more courses as well. And then of course there's all the daily care and feeding of everyone here. So that's my daily life. It's pretty busy.
That sounds very busy. So, what brought you to the Pride?
Well, it was now I was familiar with P and her offerings. I log into a lot of webinars and really try to stay educated. It was spring of 2022. Somehow I got notification of her animal communication course and the Pride Network, and it just really intrigued me. And the reason that it intrigued me is even though I have just an incredibly busy life, I was rear-ended in a car accident in 2019. So it's been 5 years, but um, I'm highly educated in body work with horses and all of that, but my senses got knocked out. I'm highly empathic, highly sensing, but I had a brain injury. And what happens with a brain injury, and I'll say this because it will become relevant. It really ties into why I signed up. What happens with a brain injury is people think, oh, when you hit your head, it bruises your brain. But that's not really what they're saying is happening now. The white matter of the brain and the gray matter of the brain separate, causing a shear. And what that does is it overexcites all of the neurons in the brain, kind of like a natural disaster going off and everybody's in an office building and they're trying to do their job, but they can't because chaos is going on. And so it blows out the nervous system. Um, so that was a challenge between the brain injury and the whiplash. And actually, the two of those caused very common issues. That a whiplash can actually look like a brain injury. A brain injury can look like a whiplash. So the doctors never know what's going on. It's really difficult to diagnose. I live in a small town. So the healthcare and everything was not helping. But since I've gotten so much education on healing horses, I was able to really do a lot of work on myself, which was helpful, but I kept trying to be normal again. And I've done I work with animals, so I communicate with animals, but that part of me was broken, and I didn't really realize it. So all of a sudden in spring 2022, um, P comes in front of me with her animal communication and the Pride Network, um, and I signed up right away. I had the first session of animal communication with a new dog of mine who's very complicated. She has a lot of nerve damage, her cranial nerves, and so there seems to be a whole lot going on. And I had a big breakthrough the very first session with Peace course. So it's like, yes. It also, the Pride Network, I mean, I studied everything she had on her website and Facebook pages. It totally resonated because here is a community where uh, like-minded people with incredible depth in their lives and uh, the the efforts that they want to put towards animals and out into the world. It's very enriching. And so her summit interviews, everything just really piqued my interest. So I joined and I've been a member since then.
Wow, that's amazing. So what is your favorite thing? You were talking about is it the summits? Is it the lessons? I mean, you touched on all of them. What's your favorite?
Um, they're all my favorites and they've all touched me in very deep ways. So first the power-ups were really amazing because I could, we all, everyone talks about their experiences there. And for me, I was able to just actually enter the animal's body and be that animal and be swimming in the ocean, um, uh, connecting in a really deep manner, but actually by becoming that animal, not just talking with them. The campfires in the beginning were really tough for me because I wasn't in a state of mind where I could just have conversations, right? I was still really off base and it didn't work for me. But the last two campfires have been just phenomenal, maybe two or three. Uh, the people that I met and were able to talk to just so in depth. And let's see, but my favorite right now is her book. Now I communicate highly empathic, high sensing all my life, and I've studied animal communication, but P's book at this time is just phenomenal in my life because uh, I, with my horses, they're so highly sensing, right? Horses are created to move. Their senses are so far above and beyond us. I really felt like I was back to normal after 3 years, but two of my horses just really let me know that there's one sentence in P's book: when you walk into a room or when you're with another person that just has kind of toxic energy, you don't want to be with them, right? And I just said, oh my God, that's the way these two horses are. They're the newest horses that have come into my life. One has been through a lot of, actually, they've both been through a lot of trauma, but one in particular, um, and I created an online course called Equine Partner Trust, and it was 4 years with this horse, and he was still incredibly leery, just didn't want to be near me. And since I've started really working through the exercises in her book, in Pea's book, um, our relationship has changed. So that that let me know that I'm not back to normal yet. It also, her book gives so many exercises to go through that I've really been able to hone in on what exact changes I need to make to be with these two horses in particular. Um, yeah.
Can you share the title of that book? Which of P's books?
It's Animal Communication Made Easy. She answers every single question or block or uh, the in the beginning she talks about the different sensing, like your intuitive or you're mostly sensing. Well, I'm a Gemini, so I'm kind of I fit into both realms. And with the sensing part, I was able to kind of hone in a little bit more at this point in my life, where which of my senses are highly um, able to work with horses and animals, and where my intuition just kicks in, and where it's that gut feeling, and where I uh, dive into um, multitasking. The problem with the head injury is I have a really hard time staying focused and staying real. My brain, I skitter, I go all over the place. And that's one of the things that really drives the animals crazy. It's like they're saying, can you just be with me? Right? Um, so she covers the the blocks, the blocks that we run into. She covers um, how to how to intentionally focus. All of these things that I teach my students, right?
Mhm.
All of these things when I do the body work that I do with horses is a light touch. It's I've studied the Reiki, massage, structural integration, which is joint mobility. um, what I do is a light touch that is comparative to watching paint dry with the horse. I tune in deeply. I work with uh, the body parts. I can measure the body parts. How is the energy flowing through the spine? How is the health of the kidneys, into body parts? Can I feel the blood flow? Can I feel nerve energy? Is there a nerve issue going on somewhere? So for other people, it's like watching paint dry, but it's that deep sense of working that I notice that P has, right? And so that's why I so deeply connected with her method of teaching and her method of being, is because we all find people in the world that we really resonate with their style, and uh, this way of being, this mode of taking in and really connecting is it's talked about throughout the book, and also throughout her power-ups in the campfire and all of that.
So, in what ways has being a member of the Pride enhanced or changed your life?
In a couple really big ways. Number one is the work that she does and how she's put together, um, her life purpose, right? We all try to find our life purpose and put it out there. With her, it's the animal communication, I can tell, is her life passion, and she's excellent at it. She's put that together in all of her online areas, the Power Up, the YouTube videos, the Facebook, the Instagram, all of those areas where we need to get our word out there. But she's done it in such an intriguing and ethical way that it draws in people all over the world that are sharing their passion. She's sharing her passion. But the main thing is, it isn't just sharing our human passion, it's giving animals a voice and really connecting with them in a way that, that I connect with my world around me here is I live with all of these animals. I talk with the ravens. It's a way of life for me. Well, it is a way of life for her. And P is bringing this gift to the world of, this isn't just communicating with your dog or cat. This is communicating with everyone all over the planet, along with all of these animals, and deeply addressing their lifestyle, their voice, uh, their whole with the documents she puts out, like on the woodpecker and on the horse. It's not just this is a horse and this is, they're highly senses, this highly sensing. This is how they connect with the world. This is how they move about. This is what they're focused on. This is what they eat. It's just, the education and information and passion that she puts out is so in depth and it's shared with everyone. So that was the first thing that brought me to the pride, because I had always wanted to save all of the wild horses on the planet. And I am not able to do that at this time. So the pride has given me a community where I don't have to dive in so totally deeply to the pride, but it's there and everyone is there. And I know all of this good is happening. So there's that. But the other part that benefited me personally was her Animal Communication Made Easy book. That has really helped me with the final stages of healing. With the with the head injury, I couldn't get local help. I couldn't get the normal help. I had to go through the legal system. Nothing has resolved. So after 5 years, there's that just horrific stress and anger. But with the animal communication part, I can follow through. Now, after the accident, I dove in. Being a healer, I wanted to heal, and I could heal myself. So I took a Brain Save, Brain Trains course, learned all about the brain, learned what I was dealing with. Then I dove into a brain coaching course so that I could use that knowledge to help other people. There's over 6 million car accidents a year. And many people get so injured and debilitated. I was so lucky because never really been injured before. This was my first car accident, but I was able to go through it as a practitioner and a patient. And so with those two modes, it's like, wow, I can't believe I'm dealing with this. And then the practitioner part would step in and say, what do we need to fix this piece? So I really felt like I had been given um, a gift of an experience, another education experience that I could use not only with brain injury people, but horses get brain injured all the time, especially rodeo horses or eventing horses or things like that. I've lived it, I've breathed it now, I've come back from it. And so I'll be able to, when I'm working on a horse that has injuries, I can sense those with my fingertips. I can help correct, I can help them balance, I can help them move through that pain and those issues. I can educate the owner what your horse is going through. Um, so even though this injury is here, it's been such a gift that I'll be able to move into and help others, um, people as well as animals. Um, and I think there will be a level of consciousness that I can also share with the pride and in some of the campfires, um, voices of the animals of what they're dealing with on our planet right now. You know, the whales, all the fish swimming through the dirty waters and getting caught in nets. And um, so it was a bad thing, but it really gave me a gift of just an expansive knowledge. And the pride has given me a vision of where I can use this, how I can help.
Wow. So, what is your favorite species you've communicated with since joining the Pride on one of the power ups?
I've been enlightened by many, you know, the pangolin, mongoose, woodpecker, but horse is definitely my favorite, just because um, they're so prominent in the world, in the United States right now with all of the roundups. The roundups just absolutely kill me. It's like if only people understood the nature of the horse. And you know, me working with horses on such a deep connected level, it's like I want to share this species. Yeah, humanity really needs to get back into living on this planet, in this planet, with this planet. There's the trees that talk and communicate. In many of the summit videos that people share their passions, the things I learn about those specialized with whales and dolphins and even tree communication and the fungi and how it connects with the ground. It's just everything. P has created a network that's just amazing.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
I think that's enough. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's really has, and I very much enjoyed hearing about it. I love horses also, so I enjoyed hearing all of that. I did not know they had brain injuries too, so I found that very interesting. And your whole journey really has been very interesting and very inspiring. And thank you for everything that you do for them and for being here in our community. I think it's wonderful.